I'm Kayaditi. It's Raptor Cliffs hard all holes in one. So excited to have every possible ace in Walkabout. 1,187 hole-in-ones. So let's see here. To the left there, just before the board. Nice banking point. As long as you get the speed down, it'll take it over there with pretty great consistency and roll it right up on that ledge. If it has an ace, it often lays it up right next to the hole. Love that one. In game, sometimes I am tempted to take a different path if I feel like, ugh, I don't know if I want to try that. All the way to the left, just rolls it down like that and banks it in the right area. So, I don't know, safer birdie? So on to, I was like, maybe I just skip Spike altogether. He doesn't like to, ace by going over the top. But, so yeah, another crazy one. But in this one, I did end up acing, going over his back, which surprised me, but it took a while. The last four I needed in here were 2, 4, 12, and 18. So out of those last four, this is the one I got first. Why is this a par 2 exactly? Because if you miss, it's like, ugh, one of those rocks is going to be in the way, and then there's no way to get it in too. Okay, well, this one, I like to gently pop it over in game, just because it often does go down the board like that, and then roll down into the section, and I'm like, boom, got it in 2. Now, for the ace, I was doing this, and this is, I don't know, I could get where if I was desperate enough I could do it in game, but I do need to practice that more to be more consistent at it. Did finally ace that way. So yep, this was in the last 3 that I took the longest to get. Yep, got several fun aces for 5. Just different things it would do going in the room and coming back out. So the third ace is actually the first one I got. And it happened really quick, and I was so surprised. I'm just like, oh, what? I just love this little door dunk. The par 2, diabolical. Alright, 7. So it can go behind you just to come down in that area, but it is not super consistent. So right now, I don't really try that in game. I do try this though, off the picnic table to the right. Not too hard, but there's a lot of ways it can ricochet back into the area. There's also plenty of ways it can go wrong. So it just depends on how desperate you are. Eight. So going straight ahead off the sign, that often pops it back up and in there, or off that log, take it up and over, which I've actually had quite a bit of luck with in game. So the ace ended up being off the sign. Did a crazy little ricochet. And the first ace I got was actually this one, and it went really crazy. So I was like, let's go back and see if we can get a more normal looking one. Just because this one went all over the lamp. But still, really fun. I love all the aces. Easy aces, hard aces, crazy aces. Stupid aces no one would ever go for. So 9, getting down the hill. I do like that bank to the right there. It could be I'll find something else I like better, but this is, for me so far, been the most consistent to stay in and not bounce out and get all the way down to the bottom. The ace, on the other hand, was bonkers. And it was, just because of where it went out the side there. But also because, like I mentioned in easy, first time I got the ball down there, it aced. And it was the second putt I made. Just crazy. Same thing happened in easy, and it was like the third putt I made. I'm like, what luck, which I did not have on hole 12. So on 10, just went right through those legs. Got it, it'll pop open over those logs. Although the little mini dunk there was a nice surprise. So on 11, get a left ace. Got a right ace as well. They both felt very similar the way they went. Just depends, I think, on what people are most comfortable with putting. This one, no, just kidding. Definitely not most comfortable with this one. But it sure was fun. Didn't take all that long to get either. That would be amusing to learn to do in game. All right, 12. Oh, God. So just laying it up. I do like this spot because it's easier to hit. On the sand down there, a little farther up the sand, harder to hit. There's another one that brings it back right to the hole with some consistency. All of it a little tricky. Trying to dunk. Finally got that. Twice. Yeah, the first time I dunked it took about 3 hours. And I managed to hit the joystick button, I guess, because it was gone. Got no footage of it whatsoever. Had to start over. Took another hour. 13. That back panel on the bus, with some consistency, runs it just like this, which gets it right around to the side you need to get it into. So there's an ace off the rock behind me. And then there's the egg that's also to the left. Did several of these, 2 or 3, I think. Anyway, if you catch the right panel of the egg, with some practice to hit that consistently, it does like to get it around that side. And getting several aces did not take that long. I just find in game, just because how there's only a few openings to get to that little part where the hole is, it's atrocious trying to get laid up for sometimes. 14, you want to go through that water. You don't want to end up landing in the water, but you can travel right through it. There's the bank point. Carries it right on through and up that little hill. So the second ace, I was trying the path like from easy, and ended up catching a rock, and it's like, oh, ace. Yet again, I'll take all those aces. I don't care how they happen. Alright, so 15, the left log. Could try that way. Get things in different ways that were closed, whether it came down the hill or whatever. Now going to the right is more likely to go out. But it is the one that ended up acing for me. 16. Yep, had to try it off to the left there a couple of times just because I had tried it in easy. Oh, did not help me out. Yeah, he did. Just kidding. Look at him. Good dunk. Love it. He helped me in easy and hard for my ace. Pretty funny. So I didn't take it off the board in this one like I did in easy. So see that smudge on the floor? Like in game? I feel like this is a little easier to maybe putt if I'm really trying to go get that ace. Or just get over there for the birdie. So took it off the point of the board to get that ace. I just know with my aim or whatever, yep, there's another dot and you gotta go to the left of it. But I still am more likely to miss it probably than hit that point and, the board and not go off. Well, 18 in game, I'm really just doing this for just reliably being able to set it up and keep it in par. Feel super lucky. Might try something like that. So as far as how long they took, this one did take the longest, even though I got 12 last. So like going under the rail, going and tapping off the hill in that spot like I did in easy. The ace ended up doing something completely different. Came off the rail, then hit the hill. There's another dot there, and I worked that for all those paths, just barely to the left of it or right over it, and that's what ended up happening. You just got so much banking and craziness going on. It's like, who can say what's going to end up knocking it back in the area? For my several hours, my friend Aiden got it on the third try. God love him. He actually took one of the more normal paths like that to go over the light where it hits just under that rail and pops up. And that's just gorgeous. Yeah, wanted to do that one. Got stuck in spikes a couple of times. So if you fly out to the ocean's edge and go look off the edge, it's flat. Those waves are amazing though. I don't know who did the animation on that, but talk about taking it up a notch. It's just so realistic and absolutely incredible. All right, thanks for watching. Subscribe if you like.